What's up, you guys? This is Chris Rukov for RukovGrind. Before we continue, please make sure you don't just watch that episode and listen to it on the background like you're listening to music. Please think and watch the situations and think of what I'm saying and what I'm trying to show you. This way you're going to improve your game. Smash the like button, consider subscribing, and leave me a comment with any questions. With that said, enjoy the footage.
Good question, right? Good question, right? So, listen to what I'm going to tell you. First of all, that's wrong. I mean, just range-wise, it's wrong. If you want to create sometimes habits, what I do is, for example, if I have a flush draw and I decide to check raise on the flop, you know what determines if I bet? I mean, I check raise flop, I bet turn, and then on river I miss, right? You know when I sometimes bet on the river as a bluff as well. You know when? When the river is a spade. No one knows that. I just made it up by myself. But it creates a sometimes randomness, because sometimes I do bet the river when it's a spade, and sometimes I don't. So maybe if you wanna, for example, if you wanna say I'll defend half of the 10 deuce, maybe you think I wanna defend hearts and diamonds. This is what I decided. Half the time, sometimes I'll defend it. If it's hearts and diamonds, I defend. If it's spades or what was the other one? Clubs, I fold. So this is purely to you, and no one knows about this. You know what I mean? You just create your own random generator, and maybe this month you defend diamonds, next month you switch it. Next month you say, I'll defend hearts. You know what I mean? It's a good idea for when because a lot of time you say sometimes, and I'm like, what is that sometimes based on? But it's a good way to create. I've had players who they have a clock on their next to where they play, and they say if the clock is from 1 to 30 seconds, I bluff. If it's from 30 seconds to 0, I don't bluff. You know what I mean? So this is totally random. So they say yeah, but this is too much. I think you don't need that for now. Let's see. We have like 6 more hands to go through them. I'm sure you're gonna have questions after. A7. Okay. Let's see. A7. You say sometimes I 3-bet versus small blind. Again, I'll ask you, when is this sometimes? Is it so? For example, when I 3-bet from the button, I 3-bet every ace that is the ace of spades. Okay. The reason being is if I 3-bet with all the aces, only all the aces is 14%. You know, and I don't wanna have such a large 3-bet. Now let's say this is gonna be for value, and I wanna have the ace of spades. From 40% we go down to 8, right? So when you say sometimes, maybe I include a different ace too. Let's say I want more, but I include this and the ace of hearts. It's just whatever I decide, man. It's not a rule. Now 10%. If I want to make it more than 10%, maybe I 3-bet every ace except ace of hearts. So now I 3-bet 12%.
Yes.
So here you say sometimes, but again, think about what that sometimes mean. Another thing, are we in position?
Yeah, we're in position.
Yeah, so if he opens, I'm just gonna call there.
Okay.
Even a lot of time, depending on my history with the player, if I have aces here and he raises, I'm just call, because if I 3-bet, he out of position, he doesn't have a good hand anyways. But again, that's just with my strategy. I suggest you 3-bet everything it's into the range because it's not a lot. It's a small range. But do call every ace. You can call. If somebody opens from a button, small blind, and you have an ace, it's a good calling hand. Again, the whole idea with the calling range is to have a better hand than them, range-wise.
Okay.
So, for example, if they open from the button like this, maybe I'm going to put in yellow what you're going to fold. Maybe you want to fold, just example. You just want to be stronger than them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say you fold all the thing in yellow and you call. I guess with those you 3-bet, so you don't call with them, right? If you 3-bet him, yeah. So maybe you call with this. Just example, bro. So you get the idea.
Yeah.
You just shave the range a little bit so you're stronger than them. Let's do it like this. Bam, 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 bam. So it's 26% calling range. And you're stronger than them. Maybe you can remove those. Alright. He folded though. But you said, you know.
Sometime I 3-bet.
Sometime I 3-bet.
Small blind.
Okay. Ace Queen. Offsuit.
Here is.
Let's just focus on this number here.
Yeah. I you 3-bet for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I wrote, he's short, you're out of position, building a big pot when we're gonna miss 70% of the time, and I mean, seriously, this is what I wrote. I mean, don't think that I'm just, you know what I mean? Building a big pot when we're gonna miss 70% of the time, and sometimes maybe we will be dominated. Reconsider just calling there. C-bet is a bad idea. If he ships, we have to fold. I guess he use C-bet on a missed board, yeah. He C-bet here, and when he goes all in, what do you do?
So I'm gonna C-bet small.
He's like, there you go, 12 cents. And then you're like, why is my red line so low? I don't know, because you're doing things like that.
His stack is ready.
Oh, yeah, so he did go all in, okay. Yeah, so 12 cents here, 12 cents pre-flop. You could have just, listen how easy you can play this hand. He raised to 4 cents. You called 3 more cents.
3-bet for sure.
3 more. On the flop, you check, he bets, you fold. You lost 3 more cents. Right now, you lost 14 and 12, 28. So 25 cents you lose more every single time. Every time you do this, you lose 25 cents more. That's a lot of blinds, man. That's 12 and a half big blinds. All right? All right. 7-6 suited. Sometimes I call here. When? See why I wrote? When? Where is 7-6 suited? Did I miss it? 13:25 seconds. Oh.
Sometimes I call
Yeah.
here, but just sometimes.
I don't like to call here. That's sometimes.
But
Not sure that sometimes in the video, but
I think every time you say sometimes, you're just not sure.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
afraid of someone 3-bet me.
well, that's true. That's true. They will 3-bet you. Now, middle position, you have 6-7. All right. He doesn't really have a lot of things that dominate you. The only thing that dominates you is like Ace-6, Ace-7. If he, again, we assuming he opens the same range, but everything else you can crack. You know what I mean? Also, if you flop if the board comes 7-3-3, you're not gonna be super excited that you have top pair with 7-6. You know what I mean? So there's no chance of you losing a lot of money. Unless the board comes 7-7 something and you have trips and he has Ace-7, you have 7-6, only in this scenario you're going to lose all of your money. But in everything else, you're going to flop a flush draw, a straight draw, 2 pairs. Anything else you fold. You flop with just 1 pair, you fold. Also, once you call, small blind can join in. Big blind can join in. I mean, they can also 3-bet, but generally 3-bets are more often when the cutoff opens and the button calls. It's my favorite. Cutoff opens, button calls. I 3-bet I squeeze so much because I know that they have weak ranges. Middle position and under the gun, they're not very, people don't 3-bet them as much, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, pocket pairs or 7-6, good. Now, I don't like calling King-Jack offsuit here. The reason being is, look at his range.
It's dominated.
He is dominant, yeah. Or King 10 offsuit, you know, I don't like that. But see, 6-7, it is not dominated. That's what I'm looking for. I hope you get
Sometimes I call
my idea.
here, but just sometimes.
All right, let's see what I wrote. Not a bad idea. Oh, yeah, here's what I wrote. Not a bad idea to quit vaping. All right, 15 minutes, King Jack. Let's see this fabulous hand.
King Jack I call from small blind.
Yeah, I should 3-bet, but in my ahead? Like, oh, should I 3-bet here?
I'm kind of... What I wrote here, you can see it, so you don't think I'm lying to you, but pre-flop 3-bet, not really. I think on 2-no limit you can just call and play a small variance game.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Keep the pot small. You kind of... I think you're maybe a little bit better than his range, but not by a lot.
Alright guys, that was the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Keep grinding and good luck on the tables.